All right, so this is number 7 on sequence 3. They tell you that A3 is 10 and A6 is 270. And here is the formula that we have for A of n. So you kind of have a sequence that looks like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you know this number is 10 and this number is 270. Well, in order to, what did they ask you to do? They asked you to write a rule. In order to write the rule, I need to know A1, which I don't know. I need to know R, which I don't know. And I need to know N, which I do know, because if I have 6 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then I know N is 6. So that's the one thing I do know. So once again, just like we did in the arithmetic sequences and series, I'm going to use this piece of the sequence to figure out what my R value is. So in that case, I'm going to call this A1, and in this case, this would be A4, which means N would be 4 because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things. So I know my AN in this case would be 270. My A1 in this case would be 10. My R is what I don't know. That's what I'm solving for. And N would be 4, so N minus 1 would be 3. I'm going to divide by 10. So I get 27 is R to the third. So I know R has to be 3 because remember I have to take the cube root of both sides. So now up here I know R equals 3. All right, that's great. Let's get rid of this. But I need to write a rule for the whole thing. So I really need to know what this A1 is. So now let's go ahead and we can use the whole sequence, or once again, we could just use this little piece. It doesn't really matter. Let's just use this little piece just so you can see how that works. So let's find A1. So now this is going to be A1. This will be AN, and my N now would be 3. So AN would be 10 equals A1, which is what I don't know. My R we decided was 3, and N minus 1 would be 2. So I have 10 equals 9A. I divide by 9. I know 10 ninths is what my A1 is going to be. So now that I know that 10 ninths is my A1, all right, now I can go ahead and write my rule. AN equals A1, which is 10 ninths, times R, which we know is 3, to the N minus 1. And now this here is my rule.